Get your tickets quickly, because this show will go by fast. Celebrate only as Coach O knows how to. Lucky from 3, nothing but net. And watch Jordan blow by the defense for the bucket. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sportsnight. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. You talk about a quick show. This is going to be a quick one.
This is
maybe the quickest one we've ever done.
This is as quick as they come. We just have the one piece of video, the winter season, completely over. We'll come back next week and do a whole review, try and tie it up with a nice little bow. Spring sports starting tryouts today already.
I can't believe it. It's amazing. Baseball, all the sports out, obviously in the gym, not outside, not quite yet, but it's a very exciting part of the year.
Well, hey, we keep having 50 and 60-degree weather, and they'll be able to get outside right away as Tom Cornell is breaking pieces off of the camera to my right. But we're going to do things a little differently than we've ever done before because we just have the one piece of video. We're going to tag team. Howie and I both get to read it.
I thought you meant we were going to be professional, but...
No.
Okay.
That ship has sailed. So the winter season has come to an end last week with the boys basketball bid in the section tournament.
The Cardinals were the 6th seed in the Section 7 4A tournament and opened with a trip to take on the Andover Huskies.
Huskies won the first meeting of the year, but the Cardinals beat them in the double overtime thriller just 2 weeks earlier. Set up a great rubber match in the quarterfinals with the season on the line.
Coach O and his team, as always, fired up to take the court. But it was the home team that had a spark from the start. Andover dominated the first 9 minutes of the game. They held the Cardinals to just 2 baskets from the floor while their offense was firing on all cylinders. The Huskies had 3 different guys hit 3-pointers, and they pulled out to a big lead, 20-7 midway through the first.
And there's the third one from Calvin Foy. Cardinals weren't about to let the Huskies just run away with this one. Took a little bit to get their offense going, but they were able to cut into that lead before the break. Andover was up by 15 with 2.5 minutes left, but Coon Rapids scored the last 10 points of the half. Lucky Morange with a great crossover to get to the lane, and a lucky bounce for the basket here. Just seconds remaining now. The inbound goes to Jackson Aurelius, and he makes a strong move to hit the hook shot in the paint. It's Andover 33-28 at the end of the first half.
Andover sets the pace again early in the second. Off the 3-point miss, the Huskies on the run. Jack Sharon scores on the fast break. As you're going to see there, it helped push the lead back to double digits. But the Cardinals respond again. It starts with defense. Jordan Doe jumps the passing lane, and he's alone on the break. He had a team high 13. Well, Lucky had just 4 points in the first half, but he had a couple of 3-pointers in the second. This one gave the Cardinals their first lead of the game with 8:15 remaining.
Andover has the answer. Calvin Foy with an open look from the corner puts the Huskies back in front. The lead changed hands a couple more times before the end, with these teams trading little spurts. Huskies scored 6, Cardinals scored 6. Jaden Palmer came up with a couple of big baskets late in the game. This drive to the rim with the left hand, with the Cardinals up 53-52 with 4 minutes left.
Unfortunately, that was the Cardinals' last point from the floor. The Huskies reclaimed the lead less than a minute later with a 3-pointer from freshman Ben Kopetsky. You see here, coming from the corner. Nice shot there, and Andover is able to seal their victory from the line. Their last 8 points in the game come from the charity stripe. They were hot from that stripe. Senior captain Jackson Aurelius forced to foul out, with the Cardinals season ending on a 63-56 loss to the Huskies.
It was still a fun game to be a part of.
It was.
It really was.
It was.
And, you know, it was disappointing, obviously, the way that it finished, because we're a little bit of homers. But it was a great game to see at the back and forth. Would have been nice to see both teams hit a few more baskets in the last couple of minutes rather than everything happening from the line. But foul troubles on both sides.
I mean, you can see the emotion. You saw the emotion on Jackson's face at the end of the game, the senior last game in a Cardinal uniform for basketball. And that's what this high school sports is all about, is the fact these kids put their all into it all over the years, and it's their last varsity game, and it comes out and it shows, and that's great, because it shows how much he loves the game and how much he loves his team.
Well, and it was fun to see everybody get a little little bit going at one point or another. They do have 6 seniors, but they have a number of good pieces that will be back as well, and we'll talk much more about that next week on the review show. The Andover Huskies didn't make it much further. No surprises in the Section 7 4A bracket. All top 4 seeded teams won in the quarterfinals, and the top 2 seeds are advancing to Thursday's championship matchup. Cambridge Isani disposing of Forest Lake 92-75. In a low-scoring affair, the Greyhounds just outpacing the Andover Huskies 54-48 to get there as well in that game at Elk River on Thursday night. Winner goes to the state tournament. But before that state tournament starts, Cardinal Athletics on Sportsnight will have wrapped up because we're going to do it for you next week.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and that should be a good game between Duluth East and Cambridge. And Duluth East, I think they've won 11 in a row now coming into this game, so it should be a lot of fun. It's unfortunate the Cardinals aren't there, but it should still be a lot of fun nonetheless.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff to talk about, though, next week when we wrap up the winter sports season for Coon Rapids High School. A lot of spring sports on the upcoming schedule here at CTN. Boys tennis starts it off on the 2nd, knock on wood. The weather the way it has been, it shouldn't be a problem. We see our first baseball game on Thursday the 9th and our first lacrosse game on Monday the 13th. But that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.